Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today is going to be a Q&A. It's been, I think, over a year since I posted one. I love Q&As though. I don't know why it took me so long, but here we are. I don't have anything going on today, so I was like, you know what? Perfect timing. I am going to answer a lot of the questions y'all sent in over on the YouTube community tab. And if you did not get a chance to submit a question, feel free to do so in the comments below. I'll save it for the next one. Or I might even just answer it in the comments, who knows. But in case you are new to my channel, I'm Karrie Lynn. I am married to Dylan. We've been together for 16 years, almost 16 years. Married for 8, which was not on purpose to wait that long. It was a financial thing. And then I have 2 kids. Amaya is 11 and Caden is 8. We have 3 dogs and we live in Florida. So I do post DIYs, budget-friendly decorating, a lot of get it all done type of videos, like more of like productive stay-at-home mom lifestyle stuff. So if you enjoy any of that, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. But yeah, we're gonna dive right in. I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm just gonna answer them and we're gonna hang out. So grab a drink. I have ice water and lemon, nothing fancy. But look at these cups, aren't these so cute? I got these from Walmart. I still have the sticker under here, but it doesn't have the price. I think they were like $2, really cheap, but I love the blue color. And for some reason, they're kind of looking purple. But I think it's because my nails are so blue. But anyway, I'm already starting. Wow, great start, Karrie. I'm already rambling. All right, we're gonna start from the top. From the top, make it. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me scroll down. Let's go to top comments because these are the ones that were liked the most, I think. All right, starting off with, if you weren't a YouTube content creator or a stay-at-home mom, what career would you like to be in and why? So for some reason, I've always enjoyed teaching, like kids. I love kids. I could definitely see myself being a teacher. I do volunteer whenever I can, like for like chaperoning and stuff like that. I really do like kids, and I think that there needs to be like more teachers that actually like kids. So I think I'd be a teacher ultimately. That's like the only thing I can think of that I know that I would love in all the time. It wouldn't be like you know how like sometimes you have like a career that might seem like really great for the lifestyle you're in now, but then like as you grow or as you age, like you kind of just, your vibe changes. I feel like being a teacher would be more consistent for me. So there you go, teacher. What is the one thing that you've learned from a DIY fail that you would want others to know? She said that I know that you shared the peel and stick for the floor, but is there anything else that sticks out? Man, I could go on and on about all the projects that I've learned. So my biggest thing is like, you're gonna have failed projects. So don't ever let that deter you from doing a DIY. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've done DIY projects and I'm currently ripping them out and redoing them. Not because I don't love it. Maybe it just was one of those things that I didn't think about it long-term, stuff like that. But I would say that's my biggest thing. It's not even about it being a fail. It's more so of it being long term. A lot of DIYs just don't last. Let's be real. Like, I mean, you could do like the DIY peel and stick floor tile, for instance. Like, that is a great fun change, but it's not going to last forever. Peel and stick wallpaper also does not last forever. If you want to do wallpaper, I would recommend just doing regular wallpaper, because peel and stick, unless you add adhesive or trim to the top and the edges, and heck, even then sometimes it bubbles. And I've had that issue so many times with peel and stick tile. But don't let the problems in the future deter you from trying something, because who cares? You live once, and I mean, if you don't try it, you'll never know if you like it. So, also, my favorite paint, I would say for cabinetry, either Beyond Paint. I've shared that many times. The only issue with Beyond Paint is that there's not enough colors. They don't have a very good color variety. I mean, I love the pebble color, but if you don't like this color here or the color that I have on my pantry, they have like white, green, blue. They have like good colors, but it's not like a good color for all homes, if that makes sense. Another brand that I feel like you could actually mix into and get any color you want is Valspar Reserve Paint. I don't know what it is about that paint, but it goes on so thick and so creamy, and it dries so smooth. I actually just touched up my island using that paint, and I used a paintbrush, painted it on with the paintbrush. You could see the brush strokes, but as it dried, it like smooths itself out. It looks beautiful. So Valspar Reserve or Beyond Paint, for your cabinets. Just make sure that you do all the prep work. Make sure they're grease-free. If you can rough sand, that's great. If you can prime, even better. Try to do the prep work. It sucks. It does. I hate prep work for painting. I skip over it way too much. But if you can prep, definitely recommend it. Okay, so we have, actually, I remember this being the first question. I saw this one came in and I was like, ooh, I like that. So it says, you and Dylan seem perfect. Do y'all ever fight? Like real bad arguments? And or do you make up quickly? So we have only, in the 16 years that we've been together, we have only gotten into 2 major arguments. And it wasn't like the only screaming fight we've ever had was, it's not funny. The first one was when I tried to fight a grown man, but it was only because he was coming after me. And I don't care. That's one thing, especially when I was like younger, I was like a little bit more spicy and we got into it. I'm not going to share like the whole story, but I'll kind of give you like a little tea. So we got into it about his girlfriend at the time. And he came to my house. And now mind you, this is Dylan's cousin. Okay. So he came to our house, knocked on the door, and then just like barged in, yelling and cussing at me. And I'm like, let's go. It's not something I'm proud of. But yeah, Dylan's like, get in the room. Like he yelled at me. And I was like, okay, I'm going. That's the only time that I've ever like really like shown my hiney. But I was about to fight this man. I don't care. And we're like, we get along now. We got along right after that. That was it. And it wasn't even like Dylan and I getting into an argument. It was him trying to get me to calm down before I got my butt knocked out. But anyway, that was the first time that he's ever like raised his voice at me. And then one other time that he raised his voice at me was when I got into it with his stepmom. Which that's a whole story. I'm not going to go into detail because that's still a thing. But we're not perfect by any means. Do we have disagreements? Sure. But we do not yell and scream at each other. You know, that's one thing I will say that we both agree on, that there is no need for that. There's no need for name calling. There's no need for, you know, blowing up, slamming doors, throwing things. Like, I will be damned. I'm not the one. Nope. I will not tolerate that. I mean, we will defend each other down for other people if we want to act like that, but we are not going to act like that towards each other. So that's one thing we don't do. And I'm being completely honest, like, not joking. So anyway, moving on. If you were 90 years old or on your deathbed, what are the 3 things you would hope to have accomplished or done with your life? Number 1, my kids be grown, married, have children. I want grandbabies. I want to see my kids living their best life. Like, that is one thing that I want to accomplish as a mother, is like my kids being adults and seeing them in their adult age. And happy and healthy and thriving. That's what I want. Number 2, I would love to be at a point of retiring. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't get an opportunity to retire, like truly retire and enjoy their last years. They're always focused on financial struggles or the financial struggles of their family. So complete financial freedom. I know that might sound crazy to be 90 and waiting for that, but I just want to make sure that that's something that we achieve. And the third thing, I would say, the same people that I've had in my life, all my life, I want them to be there with me. That's it. Like, I just want to have a successful friendship, love life. That's it. I can't really think of 3 things other than that, like my family, that I would want to be like, you know, accomplished. One other thing, I will say, there's one other thing, but I would love to have a painting in an art gallery. Like, have y'all ever been to an art gallery? Let me know in the comments below. Like, that's something, I'm not an artist by any means. Like, I love to paint like in my free time and stuff, but I would love to have like an actual painting in a beautiful frame hung up in an art gallery with my name under it. Like, I don't know why, but that just like gives me like some type of like, I don't know. It just makes me feel good. I just think that would be so cool to just have random people walking by and being like, oh, who's this artist? Karrie, Lynn? I think this is cool. Like, seeing my art up close and personal would be so awesome. That's the only things I can think of at this moment. And it's so weird that I even said that, because it's not like I paint all the time, but like when I do paint, I love it so much. It's just such a great escape. I actually started a painting recently. I'm good at landscapes. That's all I'm really good at. I can't paint anything else. I've tried. But landscapes, for some reason, are like my escape. I don't know what it is about it in particular, but like trees, like a lake or a pond. And right now I'm painting a scene with a lake and then a dock. And the reason I'm painting this is because it actually reminds me of like fishing and just being out on the lake with my husband, the kids, and having a good time. Like that's why I think I ended up painting this painting, because the day that I did it was actually the day that I decided to take a break from social media as far as like short form content. And I was like, what can I do with my time? So I decided to paint, and I was like painting things that make me happy and things that I enjoy. And that's one of them. I love to fish. So I'm currently working on that painting. It's not done. I have a lot of work to do on it still. I got like the actual, like the look of it done. I just got to do all the like little details that make it pop and make it come to life. So I'm working on that. Does Dylan ever get upset because you're constantly changing everything around and buying new stuff? No, he does not care. He does not care at all. If he cared, it wouldn't work. We talk about that, because I'm like, I have always been this way. It's not like this is new, or like I just do it because of my YouTube channel. Before I even had a YouTube channel, and every apartment we ever lived in, I remember one time specifically, my aunt gave me a bunch of decor, and I loved decorating that apartment. It was so freaking cute. It was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It had like a little kitchen with a peninsula, and it had like a really cute little porch. I loved decorating that space. We got our next apartment. I decorated it. I love change in general. Like, I love buying, cheap things and making them beautiful. Like, I just like it. So I don't think it would ever work. If he hated that or he complained about it often, I don't think we would be compatible, because that's what makes me happy. And why wouldn't you want what makes your spouse happy? Why wouldn't you want that for them? At least that's how I feel. And then she also said that she always thought that Dylan was very serious, but now she sees how he smiles at you. Is he serious and shy? So Dylan is actually, he's very laid back. It's the best way for me to describe him. He's just very laid back. He's not a very outgoing, bubbly person. He's not going to walk up to people in a crowd and talk to somebody. Not going to happen. But if you talk to him, he'll communicate with you. He's very funny. He is freaking hilarious. It's one of the reasons I love him. He's just, I don't know. He's everything that I want in a man. A protector, a provider. He's funny. He's serious when he needs to be. That's Dylan. And I feel like people who know him know that not serious side of him. I could definitely see how people watching my channel would watch and be like, oh wow, he looks like a jerk. And I always say unwrinkle your eyebrows. You look so mad right now, because he wrinkles his eyebrows, his eyes like this all the time. And I'm like, relax your face. You look mad. But no, he's a great guy. Next question, another one about Dylan. Does Dylan's smoking bother you? My husband is a smoker, but not in the house, and it bothers me. Girl, I hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely freaking hate it. Can I change it? No. He smoked since the day I met him. He smoked since he was 14 or 15 years old. And it's not simple to quit smoking. It doesn't, let me think about this. It doesn't bother me to the extent of an argument or anything like that. And he's very respectful 99% of the time. If he's smoking, he tries to take his cigarette away from everybody. But there are times where maybe he's playing his game on his phone, or watching TV on the porch or something, and he's smoking, and he doesn't think about that it's lingering. And I'll say something, because I'm very not I don't try to be rude, but I'm just I can't, babe. I literally can't take it. Your smoke's blowing my face. I'm dying. And I always am so dramatic. I'm you're killing me. And it's not funny, because it really, smoking kills. I do believe that, and I try to convince him to quit smoking all the time. He did try to order these smoking patches, the nicotine patches. They did not work. It's one of those things I think you really have to want so badly to quit in order to quit. And whenever you do, I think it's a matter of finding something else. And it's what habit is he gonna trade for smoking? So I don't know. But It doesn't bother me that much. I mean, it bothers me because I care about him and I want him to be healthy and all that, and I don't like the smell of it, but it doesn't bother me to the extent of like an argument or anything like that. What is your family's favorite meal that you make? So my favorite meal that I can make is chicken pot pie. I actually had it last night. It's so good. It's the only thing I can really make well, or spaghetti. I'm really good at making a couple things, but that would be like the favorite meal that I cook. But our all-time favorite meal to make as a family, like if Dylan's helping me cook, is a good ribeye steak or pork steak. Pork steak is, oh my gosh, that's what we're having tonight, is pork steak. With like green beans are some of our favorite vegetable. We like broccoli, potatoes. I love a good baked potato and a salad. The basics. I don't really make anything fancy. I'm not really a good cook. Dylan can make like chicken Alfredo. He makes, he made this like chicken the other night. It was like this mushroom gravy. Oh my gosh, it was to die for. It was so delicious. He is the chef of the family. And then we have, she said, I'm curious on what you are making the enclosed carport and garage into. Are you making it into an addition, or is it just for extra storage? Like, if we did not have that carport, Lord knows our yard would be a disaster. Like, we have way too much stuff for this house. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's bad. That carport is horrendous. You should see the totes stacked up to the ceiling in there. And like, I want to close in the entire carport, but we have to like rebuild it, pull a permit and all the things. It's just not in the cards right now. I don't really care too much about it. I mean, I would love to make that like an addition, but you know what I've realized? So like, even with the new addition that we have, like we have the living space out there and I work out there a lot, like do like my editing and stuff because it's quiet and I love it. But even having that space, we tend to spend like the most time that we spend together as a family is in the kitchen or out back. Like those are our spots, or we go in our bedrooms. Like we never really spend time in this general area. We never really sit in the living room. We're in the kitchen or out back. That's it. So that outdoor living space that we have out there, the like new addition with the office, the kids and I spend more time out there than we do in our own house. I'm not joking. I love that space. I don't need any more like living space in this house because we spend so much time out there and we enjoy it. What scares you, especially being a mom and protecting your family? I have a couple fears. I think every woman has fears. But, you know, I think the biggest thing for me personally would be health related things. Like, that scares me a lot. I'm not going to go into too much detail because boy, I will spiral. But that and like big world issues. I don't talk politics on my channel for a reason, because everybody's so divided, and like, people cannot have a conversation these days without like it being one way or, you know, the other. Like, I'm someone who's very open-minded. I will always hear anybody and their opinion. I don't care. I don't have to agree with you to like you. Like, you know how many people I have met that have completely different beliefs than I do? Like, even my own parents don't believe the same things I believe. That's fine. Even my husband and I have different beliefs in some, you know, aspects of our life. Like, that's what makes the world go round. If we were all the same, it would really be boring. But I do worry about like my kids' future, what it's gonna look like. So that scares me. And I will say, I do think that like bigger people do have a certain agenda, and it just worries me like what that agenda is and how it benefits them, but what's gonna happen to the little people. And by the little people, I mean like people who actually keep society going. So that scares me, but that's enough on that. I just try not to live my life in fear and focus on just being the best version of ourselves that we can be. Aw, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh, this comment is so sweet. She said, I don't have a question, but I just want to say that I don't know you personally. However, you appear to be a beautiful person, and to top it off, you are simply gorgeous. Thank you. I wish you could see that side of yourself too. What so many people don't understand is that being beautiful is so much deeper than looks. You being a smile and a happy spirit to the camera every time you video is a pleasure. Why am I crying? I don't know, this makes me so happy because like, I love what I do so much. And like, to be able to share my life with you guys and y'all like care and like see a side of me and my family that means so much to me. It's like a very vulnerable thing to put yourself out there. And comments like this make me realize that I am doing the right thing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I've been working really hard on like internal peace and like loving me for me and not being somebody that I'm not. So that comment I really appreciate it so much. Carla says, I love all the improvements guys have made around your house. Truly beautiful. Are you still going to church? So I have a story to tell you. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because y'all know I like to chat, but I want to tell you something. So we have not been going to church, not for any specific reason, just life gets busy, right? And it's terrible that like sometimes life gets so busy we don't make it a priority. To be 100% real, Sundays are the one day that we get to sleep in and just relax and like kind of catch up from the heavy week, right? So it is hard to get up early some days on Sundays, especially after working our butts off for 6 days a week. And we have not made it a priority, which I want to. And I want to tell you what happened. So Easter is coming up, and my husband's aunt sent me a text. Actually, hold on, let me rewind. I had a subscriber send me a family photo of us and say, oh my gosh, I recognized your family. And like, we and her have talked before. I know she lives in my area, so it wasn't like weird or anything. I didn't find it weird or scary or whatever, but I was like, no way. But when my husband's aunt texted me a picture and she said, y'all made it to the Easter pamphlet, our family picture, out of all the families that go to church, they're gonna put our family on the Easter card that they're passing out. What? Like, what? I feel like that was a sign. I look for signs like that of like God telling me, get your butt here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I look for. And that was just one of those signs to me. And I told Dylan, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to go to church. Like, this is him telling us, like, what are you doing? You're not following my word. Like, so we're going again. When you get bored with your style and your home, what do you do? What's your itch to switch? Rearranging. If I get bored with something, like specifically, I'm just gonna use like my bedroom or the living room, I will rearrange it. I'll move the couch, I'll move like, I don't know, the chairs, I'll change the curtains out, the bedroom, I'll rearrange that. That makes me feel like my space is new and fresh again, and it doesn't usually last very long. I will switch it right back because I feel like the way that our house is set up currently, the layout of my bedroom, the layout of the living room is the most functional and looks the best. But I do get bored of it, and that's my cheapest, easiest way is to just rearrange. Let's see. What is the one paint color that you would never use in your house? That I would never use in my house? Pink. Ain't never happening. Pink, orange. I'm just not a fan of super bright colors. I feel like they really limit you on what you can do with your home. Like I think bold colors are fun, but for me, I get bored easily. So I could paint this wall orange, right? And it could be really fun and bright and colorful for a little bit, but it's gonna mess with my mind, and I'm gonna look at everything I bring into my house now. Does it fit with orange? Does it fit with red or whatever? So any type of bright color, it's never gonna happen. I love neutrals. I think neutral paint colors are the way to go because you can always bring in like a pot that's very colorful, like an orange pot or a red pot or greenery or curtains. Do those fun bright colors if you want, but paint is hard to change. Well, it's not hard to change, it's just expensive, it's a lot of work, and nobody wants to repaint their house after you've painted it a terrible color. So bright colors in general. Oh my gosh, you cannot have my dog. I'm just kidding. It says, if you ever want to give Knox away, I'll take him. He's adorable and mischievous. He is adorable. Like, you can't deny. Him and Zoe are like the cutest, funniest dogs ever. I have had many dogs in my life, but I've never had a dog specifically like Knox and his personality. Like, Zoe has a fun personality too, but there's something about Knox that's just like that next level of like funny. Dude, he makes me laugh all the time. I take videos and pictures of him, and he's a goofball. And I feel like we need that in our lives because like we are very not serious people. So I need a dog that's hilarious, and he's that. Okay, so this one has 3 questions. What are 3 items that you can't live without and why? What is one thing that you wish you could change in your life if you could? And what made you start home DIY projects? Okay, so the first 3 things I cannot live without: my husband and my kids and my dogs. That's it. Like, I could go without anything else. I don't need anything else. I'm a very simple person, but those 3 people, or things, dogs, I don't know. I need my family. That's it. Now talking about material things, I need a good pair of shoes because my feet, man, they hurt. My back hurts all the time. I need a good pair of leggings and water. That's it. So I don't know if that counts as the things that I can't live without, but that's it. I need a bottle of water with me at all freaking times. Good leggings, good shoes, and my family. What is one thing that you wish you could change in your life? If I could change anything right now, money was not a question, I would have land, period. That's it. That's the only thing I want and I desire to have is a large piece of land that I can let my dogs run, the kids can ride folders and dirt bikes and have a pond to fish in. Like, that's what I desire out of all things, but I don't desire it enough to like get in debt or anything like that. Like, if I can't have that without putting myself in debt or putting us in a financial strain, I don't want to achieve that. So I'm okay where we are. And what made you start home DIY projects? I've always done DIYs and home projects, and I think one of the biggest things that always annoyed me with content creation was every single video, every project, every decorate with me. I thought I heard Zoe. Everything is just way out of touch. Like, there is no true budget friendly, or at the time of starting my channel, there was no like true budget friendly decorating. Everybody was going into like Hobby Lobby or like these decorating stores and buying hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and it's just like I couldn't relate to that. I had to shop at dollar stores, I had to shop at yard sales, thrift stores to decorate my house, and that is what led me to want to share more of like a relatable style of decorating, a home DIY and stuff. And obviously over the years, I have, upgraded and gotten better with DIY, and we've done bigger projects, but that's only because we have made more money over the years. If you took all that away, even now, like, I still have a hard time buying expensive things. Like, I will let stuff sit in my cart until it goes on sale, or if it doesn't go on sale, or if it was on sale and went off sale, I'm not buying it. I am that person. Yeah, I think just seeing so many people be like out of touch really made me want to be that different, somebody that somebody could actually relate to, just everyday living. I think it's so important. We live in a world that's like so link heavy and buy this and do this to your house, and it's overwhelming. It's so hard to keep up. So we have, next question says, I'm not sure what your husband does for employment, but have you or him ever considered having your own business and doing home repairs and upgrades? I would love to do this. I just don't think that people realize the amount of work, time, and money that goes into a startup of having a business like that. Home projects are very, very pricey. Like, I do a lot of like more budget friendly stuff, and I do a lot of DIY, like hands-on myself. That way I can save money. Excuse me. I feel like I have another one. Hold on, let me get a drink. So I think it's a hard business to get into unless like you already have a good clientele to like upgrade their homes, or like getting into, I would love to do like Airbnb. I would love to, resell homes, get into real estate in general. I would love to do that, but it just takes so much startup and a lot of risk. And we don't have the money up front right now to get into any of that. I'm praying we can get my truck paid off, get this house paid off, and then boy, will you see us move, up, in my opinion. I think if we can get to a point where I get my truck paid off and we get a certain amount of money in the bank, I will start making more moves for that. But until then, I'm just very much, let's just ride this roller coaster because you just never know. I would love to do that. Next up, is it hard to keep finding things to do for content? I think at times. I think I have phases where I am so creative. I have so many ideas. I feel so confident in myself. And then I have moments, especially like around that time of the month, where I have a lot of self-doubt. I question the videos I'm sharing. Sometimes like I'll go to edit a video and I don't like the way that I sounded, or sometimes I feel like from the outside perspective, people are going to take me wrong, and I can be very misunderstood. I've always been very misunderstood. I think it's just because I am very outspoken and very honest and sometimes a little direct. So that can kind of get taken the wrong way at times. So I do have my moments where I struggle with what I want to share, what I want to say. But ultimately, I really love what I do. I genuinely have so much fun filming content and sharing and responding to comments and seeing what y'all have to say. Like, it brings me pure joy. It really does. So I think I just have like phases of more so self-doubt, which I have been working on that and just trying to pinpoint those times of the month and focus on like, so for instance, like if I'm feeling really creative and I'm getting out of my comfort zone and I'm doing more projects and I'm getting out of the house and doing more things, those are usually the times of month where I'm feeling so like bubbly and feeling really good about myself. But then when you notice I'm posting more so like cleaning content, more like chatty videos like that, or like this is more so when I'm having those self-doubt moments and I'm like, okay, just be yourself and everyone's gonna love you. And if they don't, they're not meant for you. So I try to just focus on that. Next question. Do you still have little dog, question mark? What was the pink eyeshadow in the last video? Pink eyeshadow. Did I have pink eyeshadow on? I don't think I had pink eyeshadow on. I think I used like this color, which is like more like on my skin, I think it turns more pink, but it like in the palette, it's like kind of orange looking. I use the NYX palette. I'll link it below, or I'll put like a picture on the screen. But the color is more of like a burnt orange, like a deep orangey brown, but on my skin tone I think it does have like a little, it's this color, but certain lighting it just looks a little different. And yes, we do have little. She's actually in the room. She's old, you guys, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, like she'll be 16 this year, so she's very much a senior dog, and she has gotten a little aggressive. She does not like to be touched. She takes her toys. She's like a little toy, and I think that she thinks it's a baby. I do think she's starting to lose some, like there's something going on, and I'm gonna get her checked out soon because she's starting to like act like she's got puppies again. She's not in heat or anything like that, but she's got like her toys in her bed, and if you even remotely go near her kennel, she will growl at you. Like she wants to protect her babies. That's how she's acting. But she'll go outside, she'll eat, she runs, she plays, like she'll do certain things sometimes, but then all of a sudden she has like this switch. And we just kind of let her do her thing. She sleeps in my daughter's room. She's got her little bed in there, and that's where she's at most of the time. But I feel like all of our dogs, like when they start to hit that age, they just like to sleep a lot. So I let them do their thing. Would love to know more about your exercise routine and love to know about what you guys do every week for pool maintenance. They got one last year, having a hard time figuring it out. So the biggest thing with a pool, in my true, like honest opinion, is a good pump. Let that bad boy run way more than what you think you should let it run. We let our pump run 8 to 12 hours a day. We have a copper pool ionizer is what it's called, and you can get them on Amazon. I'll have like all the pool links down below. But it's a copper ionizer. It's like a solar powered thing, has a copper rod in it, and it naturally kills algae, and it keeps our pool crystal clear. And we use a chlorine tablet floaty in the pool. That's it. If for whatever reason we get a lot of rain, we pour chlorine in there just to kind of help. Last year we didn't have to do that. We just used those 3 things and we were good. Do you wish sometimes that you had a regular 9 to 5? How does it feel when people from your channel recognize you out in public? Does it make you feel like a celebrity? And then she said, by the way, you were one of my favorites. Just so you know, we are besties. Thank you so much for like your support and watching and stuff. And I don't feel like a celebrity by any means out in public, not at all. Like, trust me, girl, I am so normal. Like, I swear, I actually get like really nervous when people walk up to me and like they recognize me. And it's happened actually a lot. People be like, oh, I watch your YouTube. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I don't even know what to say. but it's more of like a fun, friendly, like almost like running into an old friend is how I would describe that interaction. Everyone has always been so sweet and kind, and so it's not that big of a deal. I actually enjoy it, but sometimes I do wish I had a 9 to 5, and I'm gonna tell you why. Only because I feel like I spend every waking moment, instead of like clocking in at 9 and getting off at 5 and being done with work for the day, you can kind of like take your mind off of it. I work 24/7. Any free time I get, I'm like, okay, let me respond to comments. Let me check my emails. I can film this or write down. I'm always working, always working. But on the same token, I love what I do. So is it really work? Or is it like a hobby that I've turned into work? And there are some parts of it that suck. Like, I would say the emails, contracts are not my strong suit. You can ask my management team. They probably hate me. I really struggle responding to emails and contracts. I get really nervous. I just feel like it's very overwhelming, which is one of the reasons I would love, and I'm trying so hard to get back to the point where I don't have to do sponsorships that often, maybe like once a month or 2 a month, if that. I used to be able to get by without having to do sponsorships, but as the algorithm has changed and shifted and the YouTube pay has changed, I think more people coming to YouTube, it has affected the overall income. So I'm trying to get back to a point where I can get to a steady place and feel confident and comfortable not doing them. So I'm working towards that. So that way I don't have to do those emails and contracts, because that would be so nice. I just want to share. I just want to share my life and post the content. I don't want to have to deal with the scary legal parts of sponsors. And sometimes I feel like it would be, not that I'm not genuine, because every sponsorship I do, I'm very, very, very picky. But there are times where I feel like sometimes people stop watching or don't want to watch because they feel like I'm not being genuine. And I hope that's not the case, but I could totally see from the outside perspective how that would come off. So I understand, and I want to always try to be as relatable and genuine as possible to everybody. I know most of you know that I'm not going to just do sponsorships to do them, but I just want to, I always try to be a good fit for all audiences. So I don't know. Anyway, if you could live anywhere other than Florida, where would it be and why? Georgia. I love Georgia. I would love to live in an area that doesn't have gnats. Is that a thing? Does all Georgia have gnats? The gnats that fly all in your eyes and stuff. And I am a sweaty gal, okay? So when I sweat, the gnats love me. It's like they smell it and they're just all in my face. It's disgusting and I hate it. So the only thing I hated about Georgia was the gnats. I loved the community there. I lived in Valdosta for a long time, and then we moved to Naylor, Georgia, which is Naylor, Lakeland, Georgia. I love that whole community. Valdosta State University, that downtown Valdosta, it's beautiful. People are great. We always enjoyed ourselves there. It's a different vibe. It really is. You go from where I live now to there, and it's almost like you're in a different country, it feels like, because everybody is so freaking nice. People at Walmart, even when you're walking past people, they're like, hi, how are you? What? Here, everybody's ramming each other's carts and pissed off at each other. Georgia is just a different vibe. I love it. What is 1 or 2 home improvement tools that you would recommend for a brand new homeowner? I plan to tackle everything myself, which, by the way, a lot of wood resurfacing probably coming. So a sander recommendation. That is one thing I do not know anything about, is sanders. I need a good sander myself. So anybody who's watching this that has a good sander, let us know in the comments below. I do know that I ended up stealing a Ryobi sander from my brother one time. I didn't mean to steal it, but it just kind of happened. And I actually threw it away because it got so old. But it was probably the best orbital sander that I had. It was a plug-in kind. That's the only one I've ever had that was good. But as far as tools, a good brad nailer. I love my Craftsman brad nailer. I feel like you can use that for so many projects. It's great to if you're hanging, putting paneling on the wall or trim on the wall, you pop a couple nails and it holds it in place really quickly. All the trim in my house, I use a brad nailer. And a good Craftsman miter saw. definitely need one of those. So Craftsman, or it doesn't have to be Craftsman, but a good miter saw and a brad nailer. So yeah, that's my top 2. And good luck on redoing your house. You should film it and then make me subscribe to you. Come to my comments and let me know what your channel name is, because I'd love to see that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it, and I know all my audience loves to see it too. So if you start a channel and you decide to start filming your projects, let us know. I will pin your comment and we can all follow you. Next up, how do you juggle everything, projects, everyday tasks, and being a mom and a wife? I don't. I'm a clown, you guys. I literally am the worst person at juggling it all. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what can I do today? Like, that's how I live my life. I'm not joking. It's terrible. I have no organization skills. I definitely have ADHD. I don't care what my mom says. My mom's like, you don't have that. I do. I absolutely do. And yeah, I just go day by day and hope for the best. And I just try to stay happy and positive. And there's days where I have really great days and days I don't. Like, actually, as a matter of fact, this morning I woke up, I was so freaking exhausted. And typically I had so much I needed to do. Like, I needed to catch up on cleaning. I need to catch up on laundry. But you know what I did? I went back to bed, and it was so nice. And I needed that so badly. I slept so good for a good 2 more hours. And I woke up and I felt great. And I was like, you know what? It's a good day to film a Q&A. So that's what I'm doing. And then, like, whenever work's over and I pick up the kids from school, I just try to be as present as possible and pay attention and, do fun things. I'm very much a fun mom. I would say I like to leave the house. I like to go to the park randomly. I like to do fun things, like go for a ride on the scooters. So ultimately, I just live day to day and just hope for the best. And I feel like most people should. I mean, don't be so serious, because like, you only get one life. Why be so serious? I like this question. Do you ever take your beautiful dogs out for a walk, like daily walks? No. I would love to, but first of all, Zoe is extremely mean sometimes. Like, she'll see a squirrel or another dog and she'll try to chase it. She needs training. I really want to get her into some training, because like, we are pretty soon we're going to start traveling and doing things with the dogs, and they're coming with us because we can't leave them at home, obviously. So I need them to be as calm and collected as possible. So Zoe needs training. Knox is a big goober. He loves everybody. The only issue with walking him is that his legs are not the greatest. So we could get up the street and his butt could decide that he's done walking, or he starts limping and I feel bad and I can't carry a 120-pound dog back home. So he's very heavy. He might not be 120 pounds. He might be like 110, but I don't know, he might be. I need to weigh him because he's gotten pretty hefty recently. He needs to go on walks, but it really boils down to his legs are not that great. So I worry about walking him too much. He gets enough exercise in the backyard chasing Zoe. Okay, and then now let's switch to some YouTube tips and stuff. So she said, I'm starting a YouTube channel similar to what yours is, DIY's daily life. What do you recommend for someone who's just starting out? Do you still think it's possible for a new channel to make money? She's not wanting to get rich quick or anything, just provide extra money. I definitely think that there's room for everyone. I think the ultimate advice I can give you, and this is, you probably have heard this before, and if not, I don't know why, because this is like the biggest advice. Find something that you are good at that you can offer other people that you can stick to long term. What is it that you're good at? Everybody has something to offer. It's just a matter of figuring out what that is. Are you really great at organizing? Are you really great at budgeting? Are you really great at DIY, or just being a motivational speaker? Like, what is it that you can offer other people? Because ultimately, people don't want to just watch daily life. I think that they look to be either relate to somebody or learn something new, or get inspired in some way. And so for what I share, I feel like I do a pretty good mix of everything. I do DIYs, homemaking, just chatty vlogs. So I feel like there's a little bit for everybody, which I feel is one of the reasons I've actually kind of struggled with growth over the years. Like, I feel like my channel grew really quick and then I just hit a plateau, which is fine. I'm really grateful for, who I have here and the community, like the strong community that we have. But I think one of the reasons why I've kind of hit like a stagnant point is because I'm not constantly offering something new. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like if I was over here in a brand new house, I could guarantee right now if I was to buy a new home that my channel would pick up. it just does. New, fresh, it always picks up. So find something that you can offer others that's constantly evolving. DIYs are really great. I feel like cleaning gets a little stagnant at times. Lifestyle content can be pretty good, but you have to grow an audience before you can start sharing your life, because a complete stranger on the internet does not care that you bought micellar water or a new lip gloss. Like, they want to relate to you in another way first before they start watching that type of content. That's just my honest opinion. But sit down, jot down some things that you really love, and try to figure out how to make that educational in some way. And I think that is where the bread and butter is. And I do think that anybody can grow and make money on social media. I mean, I see it all the time. I see girls start up on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube and blow up overnight because they're offering something that people want to see. So I think you can definitely make it happen. You just got to believe that you can do it, and you'll do it. I don't think it's going to come easy though. I want to make that clear. I think content creation is much harder staying consistent than people realize, especially at first when you're not making any money. It's like you're putting all this time and effort to something that's not benefiting you back, unless like you enjoy what you're doing enough to where like it feels fulfilling without making money. So that's something else too. I think it's important to find something that you like enough that won't make it feel so much like you're just wasting your time. Yeah, that's my biggest advice. Ooh, I love this one. I've heard you say before that you look at other houses like the next big thing, even though you have no intention of moving. But my question is, how do you manage those dreams so it doesn't manifest into disappointment with what you have now, even though nothing is wrong with what you have? So I love this question because I do. I'm very much a dreamer. I love looking at Zillow. I love, if I see a house like it's for sale, I'm like, let me look this, I'm Google this, what's this address? And I will like, ooh, I would do this house and blah, blah, blah. I think ultimately it's the financial struggle that comes with owning more is very, very scary for me. And I like to get like a little more personal about this. I'm gonna tell you why I feel this way. So when we were growing up as kids, I would say when we were like young, we had a really great life. Like my parents did a lot. That we had a lot of experiences. We went on the boat, we went scalloping, we went, knee boarding, we went out to the woods, we were hunting and fishing and having a great time, right? We always did fun things. But I remember a point whenever my dad was making really great money and we had a lot. But my mom got a new truck. And I feel like we got a boat. We were like doing a lot. We were going and staying in nicer places, and you get used to a certain lifestyle. When you have that lifestyle for quite a bit of time, and then all of a sudden it's all ripped away from you. Not that we really were used to that lifestyle because we were kids. We didn't really understand the value of money at that time, but my parents in general. And ultimately, I think it was a big factor in not just the split between them two, but just like the stress, the financial stress that comes with having so much and not being able to keep up anymore, and it all being ripped away from you because like you lose your job or something happens in life. And that fear has stayed with me forever. Like having so much and then losing it all, and how do you come back from having this certain lifestyle? And I've seen it also happen like in adult life. I've seen it happen with friends. I've seen it happen with acquaintances, people I've met on YouTube. Like I've seen them have this extravagant life and then it slowly starts to trickle and disappear. And it's like, how do you keep up? I don't want to ever get to that point. I would rather be safe, comfortable, have extra money to spend on vacations or clothes or new decor or change my house a million times. While some people think I'm wasting money, I would kind of agree in some ways, but at the same time, I feel like I'm able to afford those things because we don't live too far above our means. And I think ultimately it's like looking at, okay, they might have XYZ, they might have this really fancy house, they might have this, but if one of them lost their job, would they be able to maintain that? That always stays in my mind. I would just rather stay pretty humble and content and have other life experiences than get too big for my britches or get my bills too high, and now I have to literally crawl my ass out of a hole that I put ourselves into. So I can't do that. So I think that making sure that I don't disappoint my kids or my husband keeps me from feeling disappointed with what we have now. Like I'm so happy with what we have. And I also think too, I think it comes from, y'all don't realize what we lived in. I don't think people really know. Like, we lived in some really sketchy places. I think I look back at where we came from, and it makes you like look at what you have, even though it's not a lot to some. To me, it's a lot. And I remember the day we bought this house, and I remember walking through it feeling like, oh my gosh, this house is so big. This house is like massive compared to our little single wide trailer. So I just don't want to lose that ever in my life. I don't want to ever lose that excitement of what I have, what I have now. I feel like I just talked about that for way too long. But I think it's something a lot of people don't talk about. It's being content and finding contentment with where you are and not with what other people have. And I think it's okay to desire or want those things. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm always going to be a dreamer. I'm always going to want that land and that wraparound porch. Okay. There's nothing wrong with dreaming, but it's also being realistic with yourself. Like where you are. Now, if we were to ever like strike a gold mine, make really good money, or like really grow in our business or in my business, and I knew we were going to be comfortable enough to afford those things, would I, upgrade my life? Absolutely. But I haven't hit that success yet. So I'm okay with being in the middle ground. So anyway, if you have an answer to that question, let us know in the comments below. Like, what makes you feel content and happy where you are versus constantly wanting more and wanting change? Because I do think the human nature is, I think we are meant to want more. I think we are meant to work hard and to keep trying to achieve more and better. But anyway, I gotta go grab my kids from school real quick. So I'll pick this up in just a moment. I think there's like 2 more questions I wanted to answer. This has turned into a long video. You got something for me? A flower? You're so sweet. Thank you, baby. I love that. All right, I'm back from grabbing the kids. They're gonna have a snack, so I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna have to answer some of these questions in a different video because I have so many left, and this video is already so long, so give it a thumbs up if you want to see a part 2. Here's a big comment. It says, now that you are where you are and look back at who you were, do you see the beautiful life that you made for yourself? Did you expect this outcome, and are you and Dylan both happy with the home you currently have? Do you have any future plans to move states, and have you ever been blonde? So I have been blonde, actually. I actually was born blonde, like more of a dirty blonde. Basically my daughter's hair color is what my natural hair color is, but I tried to go blonde one time and it fried my hair off, and I'll never do it again. I prefer my hair dark. I think I have darker features that look best with dark hair, in my opinion. On me, at least, in my skin tone. But then as far as like our life, like y'all have no idea how many times I look back and I think to myself, like, holy crap, like we've grown so much in a short amount of time. While I've been on YouTube for a long time, there's so much that has changed and happened, and growth, not just financially, but just mentally too. Like, we are completely different people now, and yeah, I'm so proud of the life that we have. I really am. I'm so thankful for my husband. I'm so thankful for my kids, just everything. I'm so grateful, and I love our house. I do. There are things that obviously I don't love about living in a smaller neighborhood that we live in and being so close to neighbors. I would be lying if I said that our house was just absolutely perfect and I'm just 100% happy. I wouldn't even say happy. Like, there's things that I would love to change and do, obviously, and have, but I am so content and so thankful for what we have. And I did not expect to get to where we are. I knew I was determined to make something of my YouTube channel. I was determined to make a living as a stay-at-home mom because it was so important to me to be present for my kids. I wanted to make sure that I was able to take them to school and watch them. I didn't have to hire someone else to do it. I have a really hard time trusting people, so that was like a big motivator for me, is like, how can I make a living from home? And I tried other things before my channel. I tried the MLM whole thing, and that did not pan out. I tried reselling things. I would have yard sales often, but when you lived out in the country in the middle of nowhere, you'd get like one person and make like $2. But hey, it was something. And I was like, and I worked late night shifts. Like, I was always determined to make a living as a mom and still be able to stay at home with my kids and take care of them. So like, being determined, I think, has ultimately led me to where I'm at today, which I'm so thankful for. But I also know that I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for you guys watching and being interested in my life and interested in what I share. I mean, if I posted a video that y'all did not like or didn't watch or comment on, it would go nowhere and I would not be able to do what I do. So a huge thank you goes to you guys for being such big supporters of ours and wanting us to have more just as much as we want more too. So thank you so much for that. I really love this question. It says, do you ever plan to try carnivore again? What was the main reason why you stopped, and do you still believe in it? Of course, that's my question. LOL. Have the best day ever. Thank you so much. I hope you do too. So carnivore was great for me. Actually, it was a really great reset. I want to do it again. It just takes mindset. You cannot do carnivore unless you are like mentally ready for it, because it is not, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it is something you have to really set your mind to and stick to, because ultimately, at the end of the day, we get up every day and we get to choose what we eat or drink. And whenever you have to consciously choose to eat only meat or or drink only products that align with carnivore, it can be really challenging. But it really helped me reset my body. I feel like, I will say, I think carnivore is great if you can add things back in with moderation, but if you're like me and you're all or nothing type of person, it can actually be a little challenging because you can gain weight so rapidly right after, which is what I think happened to me. So right before I did carnivore, I was in a really great place. I feel like I was about where I'm at now weight wise, like just physically appearance. I did carnivore and I like slimmed out. I got super toned really quickly. Like I feel like I looked really good. I actually went on vacation with my mom. After that, we went to the beach and I was like rocking that bikini, girl. I felt so confident in myself. But as soon as I stopped carnivore, I had a really hard time not indulging. It was really difficult because everything tasted so good. So it's one of those things, it's like a lifestyle change, or you have to do it to kind of just reset and then make sure that your mindset is in a good spot to maintain, not necessarily like start indulging again. So I loved carnivore. I think it was great for me. I would love to do it again. I'm not there. I like my cookies and milk at night. I really like this one too. It says, I love your ability to be kind and then spicy if need be. So how do you handle, or if you've ever had to handle this happen in your personal life, when a friend or acquaintance or a family memory focuses only on areas, or family member, I think she meant to say, focuses only on areas in your living space that need attention rather than the home projects that you've already worked hard on. So if someone ever comes to my house and they are picking apart only the things that need to be done rather than the things that I've done, you're not welcome here. I'm not going to invite you back. I mean, thankfully that's never happened. I think the only person who's ever really said anything about my home, that projects that needed to be done or points out things, would be my mom, but only because she's a very she's observant. I don't know, she feels open and confident and comfortable talking about that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me, but if it came from if she was being spicy, girl, I'd get spicy back. I will why are you there's actually times where she's come over, and mom, if you're watching this video, don't act like you don't do this, because you do this, but she'll be sitting there and she'll start looking at the ceiling, and I'm like, stop looking at the ceiling. I will literally say that because I can see her looking at the crack on the ceiling, or that it needs to be fixed, and I'm like, stop looking at that. What are you doing? Stop looking around. Stop staring too hard. But that's just, I'm vocal like that. And that's why she's also vocal like that too. But a friend, or if someone was to really come over and pick apart my house, I wasn't 100% comfortable with them doing that. Like I said, you won't come back. My mother-in-law, my husband's mom, obviously that's what a mother-in-law is, duh, but she loves to clean. She's very much a clean person. She'll come over and she'll clean my house. I used to get kind of offended by this because I felt oh my gosh, my house is never clean enough, but I've learned that that's just who she is, and she just can't help it. She came over the other day, we were working on the pool, and she's over here scrubbing my chair, scrubbing my table, and it's clean enough, but she's still scrubbing things, and she'll deep clean the bathroom, and I don't even ask her to do those things. I stopped taking offense to it and looked at it as she's helping, and I appreciate it. I don't get offended by that anymore. At one time I think it bothered me because I was insecure about it, but now I realize that my house is lived in. It's not perfect. I have cobwebs in the ceiling sometimes. I have dirt on the baseboard. I don't care. I have learned that it's not always the most important thing to have the most perfect home. Sometimes having a lived-in home, it feels a lot more comfortable. And one thing is, I will always feel that and hope that my kids will come home with their friends or want to be here with their friends because they feel comfortable and happy. And that's the type of house I want, not the one that's overly perfected. Really quick, going back to the whole family thing and like being spicy. So everybody in my life is the same way. Like, I don't think there's anybody in my life that is not outspoken or doesn't feel comfortable telling me how they feel about me, or I can't tell them. If I'm not that with you, then I'm probably not close to you, and you're probably never going to come to my home. I don't really have a lot of people that come into my house, honestly, because we're all really busy anyway in our lives, and if we have like family gatherings or birthday parties, you are like the top of my list coming, because I don't just invite anybody over. So something that happened that was kind of funny, my mother-in-law, when she was here, I told y'all she likes to clean, but she was like cleaning the counter, and we were just chatting it up, and all of a sudden out of the blue, she's like, you really piss me off sometimes. I was like, what the heck did I do to you? And she's like, well, you just never call me, or you never answer your phone. And I was like, I will admit, I'm terrible at communicating. I was like, but how would I know that I made you mad if you don't tell me? So I appreciate you telling me. And I was like, well, you really make me mad sometimes. So like, we have that relationship, and I think it's important to have those types of people in your life that you can tell them how you feel. If you can't tell someone how you feel, they're never gonna know. So girl, just open up, get a little spicy if you have to. Just tell them, be like, hey, you're really irritating me right now. Stop pointing out all the negatives about my house. Look at all this other stuff that I've been working on. I've been busy. So anyway, that's that. But that's it for today's video. I feel like I answered a lot of the questions. I know I missed some, but whatever I missed, I will do in part 2, or I'll do it a year from now. Unless you guys really like this video, and then I will definitely do more chatty videos like this. I love these, they're fun. But thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me today. I'm gonna log off, spend some time with the family, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.